Are you doing all right?
Army!
Fly me! The Army! Army! Fly me! Army! Army! Fly me! So it's gonna start a war. Are you fucking mad? Run! Let us go to war against fight or die! Feel it, fucking go! This is the line! Get on shot! Like it or go! Get on shot! With the burger! There's no one dead anymore! There's no one dead anymore! There's no one dead anymore! You gotta win something! Don't let me! Bad boy is looking! What on the road! Don't get to the ground! Into the ocean! With the future! Unable to war without you! Let us go to war! Let by your life! Let's go to war! Let by your life! Let's go to war! Let by your life! You die for your country! Stop with a gun! Yeah!
Boom, 5150. 2019, Jimmy Cabs. This man here needs no introduction, but Mr. Buckham, this is Waddy of the Exploited. How you
Yeah,
doing,
my
Waddy?
name's Buchan, by the way. Yeah. Like fucking, but Buchan.
2019, but way back in 1983. First of all, let me just say this. It's a privilege and a pleasure to be talking to you.
Sure.
Aside from that, I'm glad that you're here. You look very healthy. How are you doing?
Much better than last year. We meant to come over, but I got a heart pacemaker fitted and almost died. So it's just, so every day's a bonus.
If anything, one of the things that you must realize and where you're at now in life is the fact that every day should be cherished, correct?
It is. I've had five heart attacks. I've had
Five heart attacks.
I've had 5 heart attacks. I've had a fucking quad heart bypass. Fucking. So for the quad heart bypass, fucking gastric bypass, fucking two hernia operations. So I'm almost gastric bypass. So I should be dead.
Well, the reality is you really lived up to what you said in 1981. Punk's not dead.
It's not dead. It will never die because as long as you have governments that are fucking treat people like shit and with contempt, there'll always be punk music. Because real punk music's angry music. It's not. It's good. It's angry music. So it's music. It's meant to be music with social issues and to be addressed. And so punk will never die. It's like in the 80s. In the 80s, we had Maggie Thatcher. She was a total cunt. And now we've got the Tories. We've got Theresa May, but she resigned yesterday. But she's a total cunt. Tories are total cunts. You've got Donald Trump. He's a total cunt. Total cunt. So all these people, they live in a fantasy world. They don't understand reality. They don't understand that the rules that they put down, they fucking affect so many people. But they never suffer that. They never suffer the fucking unemployment. They never suffer the fucking the welfare, not having money. And they didn't suffer the bombings that they do to other countries. That's why punk will always be here.
Let me ask you, since you opened this forum here, one of the things that's very interesting in your career is the fact that, as you mentioned, you've always been very vocal in what was going on in the political times. Let's take it back a bit back to 1981, 82. When I discovered you was 1983, I found this incredible record entitled "Let's Start a War" at a fantastic record store, Pasadena, called Pooh Records. When I put that record on, I was searching for something at that time. At that time, 1983, the heavy metal scene of, Quiet Riot released Mental Health, Def Leppard released Pyromania, Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon. There was something lacking in music at that time. When I found your record, not only was it dangerous, extreme, and invigorating, it was also eye-opening. Here we are now, 2019. You've had a very long, lengthy career.
Very long.
You've had a very long, lengthy career where you've inspired many artists that are now, what I would say, capitalist rich.
Yeah.
Let's say.
You're not. Because we've been exploited that many times.
You've defined punk rock as what you've just said now. Is it being a movement to discuss social, economic injustices and the political suffocation at time? 2019, here we are again, back in 1983 with the Reagan era, with the whole political scheme of the Trump administration. Yep. Do you see this generation accepting and listening and absorbing your lyrics and your music as back in 1983? Or do you find them to just be magnetized by devices like the iPhone and just coming to see you because you're a legend?
I don't know.
The message is the same.
The message is the same, but like, I don't know. Some people inspire some people, but today's you got social media and you got so much things that are like fake, like things that aren't true on the news. There's so much propaganda with the governments and stuff. It's like it's hard to believe. It's hard to tell what's true and what's not true anymore. You've got the computers, you've got Wi-Fi. Everybody's the keyboard warriors, fucking typing shit, and it's like. So I think the only way, one way to get real statements through your records, and put your lyrics on your records, so people can relate to it. Like you say, back in the 80s, there's so much poverty, and now, and today, there's so much poverty. It's hard in the UK. It's even harder now. It's like with the Tories and government. It's even harder now for young kids to get any money or to get a job and get a house in. It's still relevant, yeah. As long as it's still relevant.
Do you find it interesting now, though, that after all these decades, at the time when you were first beginning, it was
a struggle for us.
It was not only a struggle, but at the same time, it was such a reinvigorating, violent, exciting time.
Exactly. That was the difference between us and other. That was the difference between us and most of the other punk bands. We were more violent. We were more aggressive. We played faster, and our gigs were totally like chaotic and just like destruction. And that went on for many years. And so that set us apart for 95% of the other punk bands, because we just done what we want, and we're still the same. We still do what we want, apart from the. No, we get treated with a bit more respect. So when we get treated with a bit of respect, we give that respect back. In the past, it was just like, you fuck us over, we'll just smash your club up. And that's what we done. Every night was a fight night. It's like I was the first guy to have a Mohican. I was the first guy to get a Mohawk. And first guy got a Mohican. And back then, everybody used to laugh at you and say, look at this fucking messy him. And they want to fight you and you couldn't get in clubs. But to me, back then, having a Mohawk was a statement. It was a statement. It was different. This is what punk's about. It's not about being another fascist. It's not about being like doing what other people tell you to do. It's like live your life, do what you want to do. I've done that my whole life.
Do you find it interesting now? That over the last 35 years, not only has your movement, this punk movement, but any subgenre of what was labeled then extremity and was music that was labeled anti-government, a threat. If you recall, like here in the United States in the 80s, it got to the point where the censorship of music and artists.
Right.
So let me ask you this: do you find it interesting?
Governments were scared of it. Governments were scared of bands like us. Like we got banned for China. We got banned for China because we're too political. And we done a benefit gig for the guy in Tibet. Some guys in Tibet and China are against Tibet, and so they said we're too political and they wouldn't let us in the country.
One of the things that I wanted to mention is the fact that you've been traveling for over 30-something years worldwide. Here in the United States, it wasn't that long ago where you actually phoned the Washington D.C. to speak to Ronald Reagan.
All right,
Have you found yourself, and this is a serious question, have you found yourself when you enter the United States under, let's just say, investigation because of that accident also?
No, my phone. Somebody gave me this, the phone number for the White House. So I phoned them. I was on my face there. I fucking phoned them. So I phoned them. And I was in line for about 50 minutes. And you could hear it going beep, beep, beep. Obviously tracing the number. Obviously they're tracing where the phone call was coming from. And at the time, Ronald Reagan's not here at the moment. But I thought it was quite funny. But looking back at it, I could have got into a lot of trouble. Could have got into a lot of trouble. But I was just young and naive.
Yeah, now you're more. Now you know the realities of such repercussions.
If you mean it, totally. Better watch what you say.
Yeah, exactly.
But done that. It was. I didn't really expect to get through. I didn't really expect to get an answer from him. But it was the secretary. Was his secretary answered the phone.
My question to you is: do you think that you could do that now in this day and time? Not that stunt, but what the exploiter was doing back in the early '80s, where you were playing raw, aggressive, real music with the message to the crowds. Do you think that you'd be able to do that now?
Yeah, still to an extent, yeah, I think we could. But a lot of things now is the governments are like it's like Big Brother. If they put videos up, if they put a video up, where you do something that's anti-government, they'll ban you. There's a band called Peter and the Test Tube Babies. They done a mock video with Donald Trump. So he came over. He had a Donald Trump mask on. They were just mocking him. And they came over last year. And then the guy was going to the customs, and he went and googled his name, Peter Test Tube. And they seen the video. Was that you? It was right into jail, back on for 4 hours back in the jail, on a plane back to Britain.
Wow.
So now you're going to be careful with the government's like the government's watch everything. Even when I was I was coming back from somewhere in Europe 2 years ago, and I was going to the customs in Britain. He pulled me aside and goes, "Let me see your passport." He goes, "Where you been?" He goes, "Where you been?" I mean, "Been working, gigging." He goes, "Oh, you got that money?" I mean, "I've been working." So the next, a few days later, I was going back to the country again. I came back in. The guy, the fucking security guy, the customs guy, he goes, "Oh, we googled you, by the way." He goes, you can't believe everything you read on the internet. I've got so much shit on the internet. You can't believe everything you read. He goes, we googled you, and that was like the government.
Yeah.
So.